All right, I know I said I was trying to save up 1,000 pounds of copper, but you can see my truck is full right now. I could fit a little bit more in there, but that's 560 pounds. And you can also see Charlotte out here in the shop. Look what she's doing, sweeping. Apparently I'm not doing good enough housekeeping. But we're gonna run up to the scrap yard. See, this barrel's full. That's like 250 pounds in this barrel alone. And yeah, I don't have enough barrels to fill 1,000 pounds. But like I said, 560 is what I estimated here. We'll see what the scrapyard says. But prices are pretty average right now. $5 a pound. All right, we'll see you when we get back. All right, as you can see, our barrels are empty. We turned in all of our copper. All right, so before I get into showing you what we made from the scrapyard, let me show you something that happens occasionally, and try to give you a little advice in avoiding this. If you look at this right here, this is a bunch of window frames, door frames, and the good news is that's all extruded aluminum. And as you can see right here, I've got most of it broke down, right? So I'm going to go ahead and continue breaking this down and show you what I'm doing here. I'm just making sure I get all the plastic ends out of here and all the rubber. Like right here's a plastic end holding this together. I'm going to get that out of there just by putting it in my vise and tapping it out with a getting that little plastic out. So as this video goes on, I'm going to show you some pictures of an auction that we were at recently and all the good things that we were going to bid on. So there was all kinds of good stuff to bid on at this auction. And this was one of those auctions where I'm thinking I'm going to spend $500, $600, $700, turn it into, probably, 8, 9, possibly 1,000. So everything was looking pretty good. Here's another little rubber weather stripping here. These things just slide out of here. Well, most of the time. These things slide right out of here pretty good. And pull it out. Just trying to get rid of all the plastic. So anyhow, a little spring. A couple of these have screws in them, just little tiny screws, and they are metal, so you want to get them out. this screen here is aluminum. So I'll go with sheet aluminum. Let's fold that up real nice and small here. Just all. Alright, I'll hold this back up here. I'll hold this up for sheet aluminum. And finally, the last one that I have here. And all right, and we end up with that nice bucket full of extruded aluminum. So like I was saying, I'll show you some pictures of everything at this auction, well, most of the things that I was bidding on. And like I said, I had probably, I don't know, $600–700 spent thinking I'm going to make, you know, 800–900,000 bucks on it, right? So coming into the auction, I ended up losing everything except for that aluminum, except for those doors and windows, which I paid $4 for. And with the tax and everything, it was like $480 or whatever. I don't remember exactly, but $485 or something like that. So the advice is, you know, maybe bid on one thing at a time, and as the auction goes on. And I understand that this was an online auction, so I was just bidding on things, bidding low, and then check back periodically. And you know, I end up getting outbid on everything except for this one thing. And the bad thing is I had to travel like an hour to get this. So I traveled an hour to get this $4.80 auction lot. So. All right, was that worth it? And no, I was almost tempted to just call them up and say, hey, give it to somebody else that was doing scrap and stuff. But I ended up going and getting it. Charlotte and I ended up going over there and picking it up anyway. And I made her take me out to dinner. Well, let's go ahead and weigh this up and see what we come up with here. So $4 and change. All right, we'll just take 2 pounds off for this bucket. I got her zeroed out here, and not too bad really. 35.5 pounds, or 16.1 kilograms. All right, so really 35.5. I know this thing weighs like 1 point something, but we'll just go with 33.5 pounds. All right, so here's what we ended up. You know, it cost us like $4.80 through the auction. 33.5 pounds of extruded aluminum at $1.20 a pound was $42.60. we didn't really win on that because we spent an hour there, an hour back. That's 2 hours on the road. That was probably about a 100-mile round trip. So there's 3 gallons of gas, 4 gallons of gas right there. Plus I spent like $50 we went to a Pizza Hut. So yeah, so we didn't win on that deal, but just to be a heads up, you know, when you're bidding on auctions, make sure you get the bigger things first because you don't want to have to make a special trip for a small thing like we just did. But anyways, let's get on with I'll show you what we did at the scrapyard. All right, so here's what we ended up getting at the scrapyard. Number 1, number 2 was called copper sheet, or your scrapyard might call it copper number 3, which I've never dealt with before. Bear Bright copper. All right, so we ended up turning in 18 pounds of number 1 copper. So all this free wire that I got, anything that was under 12 gauge, they're giving me number 1 price for it. So, and I still have all that to tear down. I'm going to show you some other things that I got to, you know, I'm way behind here. So that number 1 copper price, that was 18 pounds. That was a bunch of 14 gauge wire that I kept separate and ended up having 18 pounds at $5.10 for $91.80. Now this number 2 copper right here, there's 2 of them here. There's this one here and this one here. It was just 2 different barrels that they weighed. So we ended up having 205 and 255, and those paid $5 a piece, pound I mean, and that was good for 1,025 and 1,275. So the sheet was that copper shielding on that wire that looked like gold foil or copper foil. They called it copper sheet, and like I said, your scrapyard might call it number 3. 30 pounds of that, and they paid $4.50 a pound, so not too bad. I was 50 cents off on that, so 135 bucks for that. That's all extra stuff right there. And then the Bear Bright that we had 55 pounds, and they paid $5.20 for a grand total of 2,813 bucks. All right, R&S Recycling. I already showed you, this is the last time I took it up. Now, I don't know how long their prices are going to stay at $5 because everybody else in the area was $4.75 for number 2. And one place that's usually good pricing, they were $4.38 for number 2 copper. I said the guy that's 10 miles down the road from me is paying $4.75. He goes, "Ooh, that's quite a big difference." And he just left it at that. Like, yeah, okay. Well, call me when your prices are higher. But okay, so let's get on to some other things that we are dealing with here. And I'll show you how we're doing here in the shop. I know a lot of people have been asking in the comment section from our last video. Let me show you some things here. Like I already told you that, I got this wire here that I got to get stripped down here. Here's another mess of wire. I paid $1.90 a pound for that. That's some heavy duty, I don't know what gauge this is, 8 gauge I think, 6 gauge or 8 gauge wire. There's some big thick stuff there. Paid $1.90 a pound for that. We'll make money on that deal. As you can see, there's the spool that had all that 500-foot spool. I finished all that and I sold all that. I mentioned I had a bunch of shop lights. Look at this. All these shop lights right here. I had them on my trailer trying to get them rain washed so they weren't so dusty. Some of them are pretty grimy. I had to get them off my trailer because, let me show you. Right there, I ended up buying that 5,000-foot spool, and I brought her home last night. And I know somebody in the comment section mentioned that they will have the length written down here, and so this one here, if you can read, this number right here, 5210. 5210. So that's on the outside here. Now the only way you can see how many feet there are here is to get to the core and pull it out, and you will see, let me get this to focus in here. It goes to 10,150 feet. And that's not good enough, here's, go up a couple more feet and then it'll have another reading. So it'll mark off every, right. So I don't know if you can read that right here where my thumb's at. It's saying 10,148 feet. So 2 foot down is 10,150. So you subtract the end here from that 10,150, and it comes. It's real close to 5,000 feet. But he also threw in this wire right here, which it shows 250 foot on that spool, and then this one here, what does it say? 90 feet? 90 feet. Now this is only two wires, but they're all 10 gauge. And I'm not sure if there's a footage on here or not. There probably is. Yeah, there is. There's writing on there. So that's what we got. And all right, so that's what we did. We bought that spool. Comes out to about 47 cents, and we can make about roughly 70 to 72 cents per foot. So that's a decent profit. I'm okay with that. If I wasn't, I wouldn't have bought it, right? Okay, so another thing I wanted to say. Maybe you are aware of it or maybe not, but we are coming up on a milestone. And, you know, I don't like Charlotte coming out in the shop because of all the dust and, you know, the grease and the grime and everything. I want her to, you know, keep her head protected. I don't want to get any chance of any infection. But we're not going to be doing any work right now, but I'm going to bring her out in the shop because we got something to say. All right, so I brought Charlotte with me because we are probably, what, within 50? We're within 50 subscribers of our 5,000 subscriber goal. And we are going to give these 5 American Eagle 1 ounce silver coins away, just to say thank you for all the people who subscribe to our channel, all the people who watch, all the people who comment, and we're thankful that you've helped us to grow. And we try to be a channel of entertainment. You know, sometimes Charlotte thinks she's funny and she's not, and I apologize for that.
And you are?
I think I'm funny. All right, so we just wanted to mention that for this video.
Yeah, and the other thing is, there's been an interest in our copper coins.
Oh yeah,
And we
copper
give
coins.
those away.
Yeah, so we got 50 of those, and we really haven't decided on what we're going to do with them or how we're going to give them away, but we don't want to sell them or anything like that. We're not out trying to make money on that, but you know.
I say give them away with those.
Well, I'm thinking we're thinking about doing a live broadcast. Well, I mean, we've been talking about that to give these away, and at the same time, you know, we'll have 30 or 40 of those coins to also give away. You know, because not everybody can win an American Eagle.
Yeah, so more people can win that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, so a lot of people can win that way. So that's what we're thinking about doing.
And the other thing is, we will send them out free of charge.
Free of charge, yeah.
No fees for shipping and handling. or
Yep,
anything.
nope.
We'll take care of that.
Yep. So it shouldn't cost you anything to win something for free. So
Exactly.
so stay away from any scams saying that you owe us anything. Right?
Right.
Right.
And I just want to give a quick update.
Give a quick update.
Okay, I went to the doctor today and they finally were able to take my staples out. And they said that the bandages can be removed, but I can't come out here because my head needs protected from the dust and dirt and
Yeah.
all that. So I'm disappointed, but I can't come out here yet other for this quick little thing right here, and I sneak out here every once in a while, but I have to go back in.
Yeah.
So I just want to let everybody know I missed this, I missed you, and even working alongside of this guy.
Yep. All right. All right. So we got we were talking just today. It was like, man, we gotta stay away from auctions. We got so many things in here that we gotta get caught up on. We've been spending a lot of time traveling, going and picking this and that up, but sometimes the deals are just too good that we can't turn it down. So, but we need to focus more on staying in the shop and getting the things taken care of. And
yeah, I came out here and noticed that things are piling up. It's not as organized as it was when I was out here. So I said, you can't organize it when you just keep adding more and more. And so we decided that
we gotta stop buying.
Gary's gonna stop buying.
Unless it's a good deal. If it's a super good deal, we gotta.
We'll keep looking and only get the super great deals. And
this is a good position to be in. Yeah.
And so I can't be out here cleaning or helping Gary, but he'll get the stuff done and he'll show you what's been piling up around our shop.
Mm-hmm.
And
you'll still make my lunch for me, right?
Oh, exactly.
All right.
And I will be in the house giving moral support.
All right.
Keep him in line and
All
make
right.
sure he doesn't run off to another auction.
Right. All right. So once again, we're gonna give these away when we hit our 5,000 subscriber goal, which should be maybe, I don't know, maybe before this video comes out, maybe Thursday.
By the end of the week.
By the end of the week, I don't know. But hey, again, we thank you for watching our channel. And
this is one way to thank you.
Yep.
Other than just saying it.
Yep. And what do we got to do?
We have to get our scrap to the scrap yard so we can get paid.
All right. Thanks for watching.
Bye.